All right, guys, today we're going to simplify expressions by combining like terms. We see a term as a number, a variable, or a product of a number and a variable. And like terms are terms that have the same variable raised to the same power. A constant is a number by itself with no variable. So in the first section, it says to circle all the terms that are like 2x. So for it to be like 2x, it has to have the same variable of x and raised to the same power, which x in this case is not raised to any power. So you see I've circled 3x, 6x, and 18x. Okay, they are like 2x. Why? Because they have the same variable raised to the same power. 2x squared would not be the same because the variable is raised to the second power, which is not like the 2x, which the x is not raised to any power. Okay, so 3x, 6x, and 18x will be like terms. The same for the next one. We would choose the one that has g squared, h cubed as like terms for the 7g squared h cubed. Okay. All right, so when combining like terms, the addition and subtraction sign go with the term that is directly after the sign. You can use different colors or shapes to group like terms. So let's look at this example. So it says simplify. Simplify means to combine like terms. So we're just going to combine the terms that are alike. So you see in this example, they've already separated them into like terms by using shapes. All right, so we see 2a and 9a, positive 9a, are alike because they have the same variable raised to the same power. So we use a rectangle. Then we use a positive 3b. Remember, the sign goes with the term, so positive 3b and positive b are the same. Anytime you have a letter or a variable by itself, one is always the coefficient. So one is always the number that goes with that variable. And then we have positive 7c by itself, and there's no other c, so that would be alone. So then we commute. So we move them to be beside each other so we can add them together in this case. All right, so we have 2a, and then that was a positive 9a plus 3b plus 1b plus 7c. All right, and then we add them up, just like we would add any other numbers. So we do 2 plus 9, which would be 11, and the variable goes with it, so 11a, plus 3b plus 1b gives us 4b. So I write 4 and bring down my b, plus the 7c. Okay, so this will be simplified. 11a plus 4b plus 7c. All right, so here are some other examples. And before we do those, it says after you have simplified, put variables in alphabetical order. So as you can see up here, I put A, B, and C in order. Okay, so in alphabetical order, if you have the same variable, two different powers, then you will order them on the exponents. Okay, so you would go from the highest to the lowest. All right, so let's look at some examples. So we have 7x plus 8x minus 3x. All right, so 7x is like positive 8x is like negative 3x, right? So we can just combine all three of those. So we're going to add 7 and 8, and then we're going to take away 3, which is going to give us 12x, and we bring out x alone. Okay, same variable raised to the same power. All right, the next one, same thing. We have the same variables, x, y to the second power. So they will all be alike. 8xy squared, positive 8xy squared, and positive 7xy squared. We add them up, and we get 23xy squared. All right. Next, we see we have w and y in this problem. All right, so I'm going to do my w's first. So all the w's are going to have squares. So 2w Positive 6w is alike. Negative 9w, positive 10w are all alike. And then positive 6y is a different one, so we're going to use a different shape. All right, so we add them up. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 minus 9 is negative 1. Plus 10w gives us 9w. Plus the 6y because we don't have anything to combine with it. So that will be our simplified answer. Okay. The next one, we have a positive 3x squared, a positive 7x squared. Okay, and those are the two that are alike. And then we have a positive 12x and a negative 9x, and they are the same. So we're going to use two different shapes. All right, then we're going to add or subtract. So we add 7 plus 3 gives us 10xy, or x squared, sorry, plus 12 minus 9, 12x minus 9x gives us 3x. All right, and then we have 3p to the fourth power. Okay, negative p to the fourth power. And remember, variable by itself means that it is a 1. So minus 1p to the fourth power. Then we have a negative 2p. We have a positive 7p. Okay. And then we have a positive 3 and a positive 7. Okay. So constants are considered like terms. Okay. So if they don't have a variable at all, then they are alike. All right. So then we add them together and we're going to put them in alphabetical order. So we're going to do 5p. Okay. Negative 2p plus 7p is 5p. Okay. Then we have 3p to the fourth power minus 1p to the fourth power, which gives us 2p to the fourth power, a positive 2p to the fourth power. Plus, we had a 3 plus a 7, which gives us 10. All right. And then the last one. All right. So we have the 5a squared, and what's like 5a squared is a positive 7a squared. Remember, the sign goes with the term. Okay. Then we have a negative 3a squared x and a positive 8a squared x. Okay. So then we combine a squared, 5a squared plus 7a squared gives us 12a squared. And that's going to be plus, we have negative 3a squared x plus 8a squared x, which gives us a positive 5a squared x. Okay, remember, same variable raised to the same power. All right, this little note right here tells us that when the variable is by itself, 1 is a coefficient, what I just told you when we first started talking about it at the top. 1x plus 3x minus 1x gives us a 3x, okay? So anytime there's a variable and no number in front of it, it is a 1 as a coefficient. All right, so also with like terms, you may have to find the parameter of a shape using like terms. All right, so we know perimeter is side plus side plus side. So just like we do with numbers, we would get what? 5 plus 6 is 11 plus 4 will be 15. All right. Same thing over here. We would do side plus side. All right, so one of my sides is 5x. So that'll be 5x plus 4x plus 6. Okay, combine like terms. So I get 5x plus 4x, which is 9x plus 6. So the parameter of this triangle will be 9x plus 6. All right. If you have any questions, be sure to post them to your teacher's Google Classroom page. Thank you.